Diego. Okay, all the different neighborhoods are up here today. We're standing tall together, and we're not taking any more proposed BS. All right, here's a sign if someone needs a sign. This one we definitely want to promote. This won't take long. Our speakers won't be very long, but let's get up here and really show San Diego that we're awake and we know what's going on. Whatever you can help me with would be amazing. I appreciate you. And just let me know when we're ready to go. What's that? That's great. Yeah, that's good. And then, no, it started. Yeah. Does it look good? And if we can get some photos taken, everything that's the content that's happening today, we are going to say our own narrative, our own content, and this will all be sent to all the city council members today, the recordings. We got plenty of content coverage, and we're also going to send all the photos to the city council. So they will get full documentation of our way. Media, are you ready? Kenny, are you ready? All right, let's start this. Good morning, San Diego. My name is Margaret Verissimo, a Portuguese San Diego native and one of the founders of San Diego United Communities, the organizers of this event. We stand here today at the Sparkles Organ Pavilion, the heart of our city's crown jewel. Not just as residents of individual neighborhoods, but as San Diego United Communities. We are gathered here today because the leadership at City Hall has forgotten a fundamental truth. Balboa Park belongs to the people. Yeah! Look around you today. We are joined by families from Chula Vista, seniors from El Cajon, students from San Marcos, and workers from right here in the city. We are here as a united region to send a clear, unshakable message to you, Mayor Todd Gloria, and the City Council. Repeal the fees and restore our park. For over 150 years, this park has been a sanctuary. But recently, city leadership has stopped it, looking at Balboa Park as a public treasure and started looking at it as a cash cow. Yes. They claim these parking fees are about maintenance, but we know the truth. These fees were enacted to patch a massive budget deficit, a deficit created by you, Mayor Todd Gloria, and your city council members. City Hall's own fiscal management has been ruined. Instead of taking responsibility for the budget, they decided to pass the bill to the families who just want to take their kids to a museum or go on a Sunday walk. By charging for parking, the city has essentially placed an admission fee at the gate of a public park. Disgusting. They are treating San Diegans like tourists in their own backyard. We are here today to tell them our public spaces are not for sale. Let's talk about the history and importance of free access. The history of this land is rooted, and I mean rooted, in the promise of accessibility. In 1868, San Diego civic leaders did something visionary. They set aside 1,400 acres of land for public space. In 1870, the state legislature ensured that this land was to be held and trusted for the people of San Diego. For over a century, through 2 world expeditions and countless generations of San Diegans, the rule was simple. You can get here, sorry, I just have to go here. You can get here, but you can get here for free. Balboa Park was built to be the people's park. It was designed to be a place where a millionaire and a minimum wage worker could sit on the same bench together and enjoy the same sunset. When you charge for parking, you destroy that equity. Now, don't you see a major lawsuit coming your way soon? A $10 or $16 parking fee is the difference between a family visit and staying at home. That's pretty sad. It is a tax on our volunteers who keep these museums running. Let's round of applause for our volunteers. It has become a barrier, a true sad barrier for our seniors on fixed income.
And we can't figure out how to use the machine.
They can't figure out how to use the machine. Our call to action today: we are not asking for a temporary pause or a disjointed rollout. We are demanding a full repeal. We, San Diegans, are calling on City Council to support the ordinance to eliminate these meters and restore the century-long tradition of free access.
Yes.
We will not be quiet. Look at us here today, while our regional treasure is turned into a private lot for the wealthy.
That's right.
To the leaders in that building downtown, the residents of San Diego County are watching you. We are united, as you can see today. We are organized, and we will not stop until the no parking signs and the payment kiosks are brought down. Today we shout, free the park, repeal the fees. Come on. Free the park, repeal the fees. Free the park, repeal the fees. Free the park, repeal the fees. Today, I've invited a few friends of mine here today to join me in this fight and to back up our plans on the next steps of repealing the fees. First, one of our main leaders running the Repeal the Fees initiative, Mr. Richard Bailey, who is the former two-term mayor of Coronado and chairman of Common Good SD, an organization that promotes common sense policies for the good of San Diego. He is also a new San Diego resident and helping us lead the fight against the fee increases here at the Balboa Park and throughout the city. I now introduce Mr. Richard Bailey.
Good morning, San Diego. We should be asking ourselves, how did we get here today?
We know.
We know. Nearly 1 year ago, as the city was preparing its upcoming budget, the city told us, the city told the news, the city told the public that they were suffering from a revenue problem. And that in order to solve this revenue problem and maintain a high level of service, that the city would have to increase taxes and fees. Fees downtown, fees here at Balboa Park. But what they didn't tell you is that last fiscal year, the city brought in a record high amount of tax revenue, $2.1 billion. Does that sound like a revenue problem? No. And the city claimed that unless they collected even more taxes and fees, that they would have to reduce their high level of service. But what they didn't tell you is that over the past 10 years, we've seen city staffing grow by 27%. We've seen middle managers increase by 460%. But has service level actually improved? No. Let's take a look at the data. Police response time has doubled and even tripled over the last 10 years. The amount of time it takes to fix streetlights has increased from 3 weeks to nearly 2 years. Wow. And 30% of streets in the city of San Diego are rated as poor or failing. Does that sound like high service level to you? No. And that's the reality of this situation. The city does not suffer from a revenue problem. They suffer from a spending and management problem, and they're expecting all of us to bail them out. Right. No. Well, I say to that, no. No. Today we're letting the city know that about 2 months ago we launched an effort at repealthefees.com to ask San Diego residents to stand up and get involved. Today we have over 10,000 San Diego voters that have signed up and are sending a message to the city that unless they repeal these parking fees immediately, we have drafted a petition, we will file a notice with the city, and we will put this measure on the 2026 ballot for all of San Diego to decide. Let's throw the trash in there too, why not? So my message to all of San Diego is if you want to get involved, if you want to send a message to City Hall, visit repealthefees.com and let's reclaim Balboa Park for the people.
Thank you, Richard, for making it. Where were you, Richard, recently?
I was in Antarctica for the last 3 weeks.
Yes, he made it for us, so that's great. All right, next up, one of my faves. He's one of our former mayors of San Diego, and he's been really invested communicating with me on the issues. He wants to get back in it to help us. And with the Lincoln Club SD now, I'd love to introduce former mayor of San Diego, Mr. Kevin Faulkner.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing today? Is this a great day to stand up for Balboa Park? Yeah. Of course it is, and I can tell you, yes, it is my birthday. Nowhere I'd rather be than right here. With a proof positive that says you can have tough times in your city, you can have to make the decisions, but what you don't do is punish San Diegans by saying we're going to charge you to go to the park. That's not who we are as San Diegans. That's just not who we are. The park should be free. Always. It's been free for 100 years, more than 100 years. We've gone through recessions. We've gone through world wars. But you've always been able to come to the park for free. And it should stay that way for the next 100 years. This crown jewel, where we're standing this morning, means so much to so many people. And you've heard the stories, and there's been generations of families that have come and shared some incredibly powerful and important memories. And when people say, well, other cities charge or other cities do that, we're not other cities, we're San Diego. And the park should be free if you're a San Diego resident, if you live in San Diego County, if you live in the United States, if you live anywhere in the world, you should be able to come to our parks for free in San Diego. That's who we are. By the way, to our friends, and many of them are here in the crowd today, our volunteers in the park who've donated their time and their treasure. A big round of applause for our volunteers. And our cultural institutions and our museums, and what makes this so special. And I think many of you saw just this week when they stood up and said that their revenue is down over 30%. They're potentially going to have to lay off people because of this dumb idea to charge San Diegans to come to the park.
It's a culture tax.
And so we have a very strong, undeniably clear message today. Keep Balboa Park free. Yeah. And by the way, don't let them gaslight you and say, oh, this is new money for the park, additional money. It's not. I know a little bit about budgets and how people can do the wrong thing if you try to let them. We need to make sure that downtown at City Hall, and they've heard us very, very loudly and clearly today, this is a mistake. It's time to change it. Repeal this policy. Make the decisions that you have to make. But what you don't do, as I said, is charge San Diego families and try to make it more unaffordable than ever to do the right thing, which is to come and enjoy the park for free, an open space, to enjoy our environment, to create memories with your families. And whether you're young, whether you're old, whether you live here in the city, whether you're in the county, whether you're a Democrat, Independent, Republican, it doesn't matter. The park is for everyone, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you, having been around for a little bit of time here in this great city of ours, having started as a volunteer on the San Diego Park and Recreation Board, that's how much parks meant to me, to my family. This issue is not going away. It will go away when they change it. And until they do, you're going to see this continue to grow all across the city and indeed all across the county. So, Margaret and the team, I'm so thankful for everybody taking time out of your day to be here today. Balboa Park belongs to the people, not for parking meters. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Incredible to have a former mayor of San Diego stand united with San Diego United Communities. That goes a long way. He knows that there's problems. Yes, yeah, I agree. Thank you for mentioning that. This next speaker reached out to me a while ago, and we kind of sat and brainstormed on how he can stand united with San Diego United Communities. So I'd like to give him this platform to speak. And Mark Powell?
Thank you very much. Thank you everybody here for attending. We've all heard that term, the straw that broke the camel's back. Now we've had to put up with a trash tax. We were told one price and then they double it and it's going to go up from there. We have to put up with a 30% water rate increase and now they're telling us it's going to go up 40 more percent. We've had to deal with unused bike lanes that cost between, hey guys, listen to this, you're not going to believe this, between $3 and $7 million to build for painting a street.
Per mile?
Per mile. We've had to put up now with ADUs destroying neighborhoods when somebody moves into a single family home just to find out they're going to be living next to an apartment complex. But this tax, this essentially a tax, this parking in Balboa Park is the last straw. I remember as a kid coming here, and everybody probably also does, grabbing that brass ring on that Ferris wheel. You guys can imagine that. What I'm calling on the San Diego City Council to do, which only 6 people voted for this. 80% of the public in San Diego are opposed to it. That's 1.1 million people say we don't want this. 6 elected officials on this city council are saying no, we don't care what you want. This is what we want. They are not representing us. They are representing them. I'm calling on the city council on Monday morning, get in your chambers, call a meeting, and vote this out right now and get rid of these parking meters. Monday morning, get in there and make it happen.
I appreciate you, Mark Powell. Just keep in mind and remember that name in the future, Mark Powell.
Who is he?
All right. So you can talk to him right after and he'll tell you. I encourage it. Okay, now let's go to the museums and the organizations that I have invited here today who willingly have, accepted to speak today. It really tore my heart apart when I talked to these individuals about what's really happening this last week. I just can't fathom that a mayor wouldn't open his door to hear the organizations and have conversations. That it's just mind-blowing to me. So at this point, I would like to introduce Jeannie Scott from International House of Norway.
Good morning. So I want to talk a little bit about the International Cottages. Their vision statement is that for the Pacific Relations is the largest multicultural organization in the United States. Peace, goodwill, and understanding exemplify the 37 and growing nations and ethnicities represented at Balboa Park. So my name's Jeannie Scott, and I'm a 2-term immediate past president of the House of Norway. I'm a 3rd-year chair of the HPR Grievance Committee and a current board member of the House of Norway. I also have been scheduling volunteers for the last 10 years or more. And so I honestly cannot tell you how many estimated hours that I have put in at the park. But I do know that the cottages have to be open every Saturday and Sunday, required by the city, and we only have a few exceptions. So the House of Norway alone, we need 2 volunteers per 4-hour shift, 2 shifts each day every weekend, which comes to approximately 1,500 volunteer hours per year. And that doesn't include special events like the lawn programs, the ethnic food fair, December nights, board meetings, etc. So we make fresh waffles every morning, and we serve saft and coffee, and all we get is the donations people offer, which barely meets the cost of the items. So we're all nonprofit organizations, so we really can't afford to pay our hosts. We are entirely possible because of volunteers. So the city currently is allowing us 5 parking passes. Yeah. Most of our volunteers are seniors, and they can't really physically walk all the way from Inspiration Point or Federal Lot. And if they take the trolley or the whatever transportation, their tram, they have to come in another hour earlier to get on shift. And it's not an easy job. You might think it is, but it's almost like opening up a restaurant. You have to put things out, you have to make the food, all that kind of stuff. So it's not an easy job, and we just can't ask them to do more than that. So quite simply, we cannot remain open without accessible free parking for our volunteers. Like, under these circumstances, who would volunteer? No. Yeah. So basically, they're pushing us out. Because coordinating those passes on a busy weekend is unrealistic, it's unmanageable, and there's much better ways to allow volunteers to park within reasonable distance without cost. Parking fees for HBR volunteers must be suspended until a fair and workable long-term plan is created, or forever. But we immediately need to be able to park for free, immediately. So we welcome thousands of visitors every year, and they come in, they enjoy it, and they go back and they talk to other, local people, as well as children, as well as, it's just a wonderful thing to be able to share our culture, because we love the country of Norway, and we love San Diego. So from the bottom of our hearts, we do this in our own time, and we just hope that we can still do it.
Incredible update. Next up, I've got Mr. Jim Kendrick, again with San Diego Air and Space Museum, a very, very treasured museum here and historical in this park. Mr. Jim. Woo!
I can honestly tell you I never expected in my just over 20 years here at the Air and Space Museum to be up here talking about a topic like this. Up, up, up. Talk in real loud. Can you hear it now? Okay. Okay, so I thought I'd do a cross-check with ChatGPT, a little bit of AI. And this is Chairman of our board, Mark Larson. So I want to read this because I want to verify if you think it's true. It says the top 10 reasons to immediately cancel paid parking in San Diego's Balboa Park. Testing. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to be kissing this thing. Okay, so here are the key reasons cited by critics. Significant drop in, we're going to check if this is true or not true. Significant drop in local attendance. Data from institutions like the Fleet Science Center showed a 25% drop in local resident attendance during the first week of paid parking. Other museums have reported overall declines of 20 to 38%. Okay, so ChatGPT is right. This is correct. I had a long conversation while I was driving to LA yesterday with David Cohn, the Prado restaurant. He says after the first month, he predicts starting in February, he's going to have to lay off employees. It's so disastrous to our own Prado restaurant right here in the park. Creation of financial barriers. The fees disproportionately affect seniors, students, and low-income residents, transforming what was a free public space into a pay-for-play situation. True or not true? True. Negative impact on free programs. Free Tuesday, which, as you know, we offer a free day once a month, as do the others at museums, a popular program which we allow city and county residents in free, experience their lowest attendance in a decade as the added parking cost makes the overall visit less accessible. True or not true? True. Volunteer and membership loss. This is already true. Museums reported that volunteers are quitting and people are canceling memberships, citing the public fees, the parking fees, as the primary reason. I can tell you for a fact, we are experiencing that at the Air and Space Museum, and so are the others. True or not true? True. Economic instability for institutions. The attendance drops threaten the future sustainability of the park's institutions, with projected annual revenue losses for museums potentially reaching $20 to $30 million. This was reported last week by the institution. True or not true? True. Erosion of public trust. Critics argue we didn't have to get very far in that one. Implementing the fees on a shared civic asset erodes public trust and makes residents feel excluded from their own communal park. True. Safety concerns for staff and volunteers. And this is huge. You can imagine a young man, young woman working for us, because remember, the employees and the volunteers are going to be put into what I call the hinterland, the South 40. Okay, and you can imagine going over there at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night after working at one of the institutions. Park workers and volunteers required to park.
Especially females. Well, no, especially when there's nobody here and you have to walk.
So evidently this is true or not true? Fees substitute for the general fund. You've already heard this. Opponents argue the parking revenue simply substitutes. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Flawed implementation and complex, and how complex it was. Okay, I got to get up here. Okay. The system was criticized for being complex, lacking clear information for residents on how to, true or not true? Okay. Broad opposition. A coalition of mayors from across San Diego County, cultural leaders. I was there with those other mayors, and I will tell you, okay, the mayors from those three cities that day were brave. Okay, they came down into this park and said, what are you doing, okay, to a treasure? Because, as you know, there are three key regional parks in San Diego County. This is one of them. It's the leader, Mission Bay Park and Mission Trails Park. And so, well, believe me, they've got ideas. We've already read about it, we've heard it. Okay, so it says at the end, AI can make mistakes, so double check the responses. I didn't find anything that was not true. Okay, so let's give it to Chatty and A. Yes, ma'am.
Fees on the out-of-town developers, if they're charging out-of-city.
Well, we're just gonna cancel everything because.
The developers, out-of-town developers.
Well, right now, what we're talking about is canceling parking fees 100% in Balboa Park for everybody. Okay, okay. So Larson, because he's a radio talk show host, says he's going to kiss this mic. And anyway, so support us, okay? Because it is killing the museums right now. I have not seen, by the way, for the losses that we're experiencing right today and have been since January 5th. I have not seen a plan by the city to reimburse us for those losses, okay? Because we're expected to balance our budget, and you can imagine our budget year started 1 July to 30 June. You can imagine the shock to our budget mid-year and what it's doing to each one of us today, and how are we going to make our budget, not by working with them.
Thank you, Jim. I love all these new puppies that I can speak from here. Unaccustomed to public speaking as I am, Mark Larson, Kogo, you see me on KUSI as well, and chairman of the Air and Space Museum. I want to just make two quick points here. Number one, we've been talking about this on Kogo Radio since we have been talking about this. Welcome aboard the Disneyland monorail. Keep your hands and arms, if the city council, keep your wits about you and screw on your head straight. But we've been talking about this on our Conway and Larson show at 6 o'clock weeknights since last summer. And our contention was a lot of people still don't know what's going on here. You do, and give yourselves a round of applause for being on this issue. So what happens spring comes, summer comes, if this is allowed to continue, people are saying, what's going on? Out-of-towners are already, Jim and I have been down here just watching people trying to figure out the kiosk. And by the way, I'm sure it's not this group. Don't vandalize anything. Don't vandalize the kiosks, please. Just fight with legal means. And I'll just tell you this. We would have had a full house here today, except for the fact a lot of people said, well, I can't afford to come down to the press conference because they're charging for parking. Here's a secret. They've not been enforcing parking. That's true, unless the mayor told us this the other night on radio. He came in for an hour, and that's fascinating. Check it out on our podcast, kogo.com. There's been a grace period since January 5th. We said, when does it end? He said, well, at some point it's going to end. Well, why not tell us when it's going to end?
No communication.
Here's what I found yesterday. It's going to end maybe Feb 3, Feb 5, maybe February 16th. We don't know. Why not let us know? So, and here's why. Because meanwhile, people are going, well, I guess I got to pay. So I thought it'd be interesting if they started enforcing today and we all got tickets. Then we got a whole new story. So that's part one. And part two is, don't just come here and do a rally and say rah rah and carry a placard. Talk to everybody in your circle of influence. Just say, hey, do you know what they're doing in Balboa Park? Most people still don't know. They're busy. You know, we love California, we love San Diego, but they're busy living life here. Cost of living is expensive. This is a great unifier. The way, and this was mentioned earlier, left and right, Republican, Democrat, this is not a political issue. People are coming together going like, well, this is nuts. And it is. And speaking on behalf of our museum and our board of directors, I mean, we're on this. And you look at what's happened, the parking spaces on Park Boulevard that are gone. They took spaces in front of our museum. You can't dump everybody into Inspiration Point, where, by the way, it's closer to the O lot, where the homeless lot is. Bus lanes, yeah, we finally got the city to back off of the bus lane they painted. You leave President's Way and suddenly you're in a bus lane heading towards City College. That was smart thinking. Typically the city comes to us, bless their hearts, with options. And Jim, I think we have like a plan A, plan B, plan C on Park Boulevard. They all sucked. So they said, well, we're talking to you. They go, well, you get the lesser of the evils. They took 2 lanes for 97% of the people who drive their own vehicles, 2 lanes in each direction, down to 1 lane. You know, you've been out there. Yeah. And all those spaces, we used to go up to Natural History or Fleet or get up to that end of the park to the Prado. You can't park there anymore. December nights, you notice there's a whole lot of new red paint. Apparently the city's got budget for red paint. But not where they're doing the daylighting law, because, you know, they don't have to paint. You know, when you park too close to an intersection, they'll get around to that in a few years, but they painted on President's Way, they took more spaces. Hello. We're on to it. Yeah, so just remember, there's a grace period right now. We don't know when it ends. That's a nice way to make a statement. Because otherwise they're going to go, well, we've got revenue, must be fine. It's not fine. And we don't have time to wait till June or September, because you heard the numbers from Jim, and chilling with the Prado, one of the best restaurant operators, the Cohen family restaurants, and if they're struggling, that's a picture. And February is week after next, so it's looming.
Excellent messaging. All right, our final and last speaker of the day, but before they speak, I want to provide some valuable information after they speak, so stick around. The Becerras, Eric and Lisa Becerra, will be our final speakers. They're going to talk about the importance of grassroots efforts and the wins that we've had so far. And let me hand the mic over for our final speaker.
Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Guys, our parks are under attack. We've all put into this park. I remember as a teenager dancing on this same pavilion right here, spreading my culture to the world, doing my Mexican hat dancing right here. I remember vividly and see people from all over enjoy that culture, and it is time for me to bring my kids over. I know every day when it's Tuesdays and I tell the kids, I came home early from work, let's go to the park, let's go to the museum. The brightness in their faces, they all get ready, we rush to the car, and we come down here on Museum Free Tuesday. That is something that my kids will always remember. Our parks are under attack here in San Diego and everywhere else. Just like the park got in our area, District 4, got shut down by Viviana Moreno on National Park Day. She shut it down. These are the people that we're dealing with. I want to introduce you guys my wife, Lisa Becerra, from District 4 in Canto.
So we are just two people. We're residents. We're a normal, typical family. Okay, before last year, last January 4th, we had nothing to do with advocacy. We had no reason to think we needed to. Since last January 4th, we have rallied our whole community to be present at city council meetings, present for the State of the City address last year. We have been able to reform the crappy bonus ADU. Yes, Mayor Todd Gloria, that is a community effort, and that community effort is not stopping. You knew when you put this fee in that this fee has been enacted at multiple parks in multiple states, and it fails. You knew what you were doing to our cultural institutions. You knew what you were doing to our businesses, to our seniors, because it has been done and replicated in multiple cities, multiple parks, year after year. Look at Washington Park in Portland, Oregon. They are having to pay so much money to mitigate the damages from their parking fee, and it outweighs the parking fees that they're getting in. So why are you doing this to Balboa Park, formerly known as the City Park? This is San Diego's City Park. If you need to balance a budget, why don't you have a vision to create another park like this? A vision like we have in District 4 for radio towers, 31 acres, could be another beautiful cultural institution, bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars a year, rather than 15 million in parking fees, where we, the residents of San Diego, our children, our relatives, and the international visitors having to pay for what should be free, what has been free for over 150 years, because this is a public commons. Common. It needs to stay common, where the common man, woman, and child has access every day of the week for free.
Thank you for the inspirational speech. Before we conclude our press conference, I want everyone to take out their phones. Follow San Diego United Communities. www.sandiegounitedcommunities.com. We are the future of this movement. This group has started a massive movement with under 100 neighborhoods under our belt, fighting together. We show up together for each other's neighborhoods, for each other's issues. San Diego United Neighborhoods will be tackling everything up to elections. We see you. Those open seats, we are going to work together, United Neighborhoods, to get our city back. Save San Diego needs to happen ASAP. I want to thank my speakers. Before we leave, I'd like the speakers to come up here and join me in the front, because they took time. Kenny, I'm going to give you the mic too. You're gonna kick us off, but get up here. Get up here. And anybody in this crowd that didn't get a chance to stand with us, you're here today for a reason. Please stand with us today. Get up here. Get up here. Please stand with us today, because we want to take a photo to send to Mayor Todd Gloria. You're also going to follow Repeal the Fees. Repeal the fees. Get on there today. Share, share, share. Repeal the fees. We're going to get this on the ballot if they don't repeal it. Stand together. Come on, don't be shy, please. We got 5 minutes. I also encourage you all, if you're here, to sign up at the table. We need email addresses to keep you guys posted on our next steps. We're going to provide next steps through email, through social media. We're streaming live. So get up here, everybody. The speakers, are they up here? Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. Now hands up! Repeal the fees! Repeal the fees! Repeal the fees! Our park! Whose park? Our park! Whose park? Our park! San Diego, repeal the fees! And we are only going to get better. Sign up at the table, give us your email addresses. We thank the Media, Channel 8, KUSI, Fox Sports, is Channel... All of you! We appreciate you telling our side of the story, and this concludes our press conference. Thank you, San Diego, for showing up today.
God, that was awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yes, give me 1 second, I'll give it to you.
Margaret,
Good job.
Sorry.
Really good job.
Sorry, kid.